Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good day. Okay, so we proceed with our tutorial question 4.4 inverse function. So in this video we will discuss question number 4. Okay, so for question number 4, given that fx is equal to 2x minus x squared, where your x is greater than or equal to 1. So for the first question, show that f is one-to-one function and hence find f inverse. Okay, so for the first question, we will use algebraic method in order to show that it is a one-to-one function. Okay, so before we go to the algebraic methods, first I want to do completing the square. Okay, so if we have a quadratic function, we must do completing the square before we show that is a one-to-one function. Okay, so we have negative x squared minus 2x. Okay, so we have x squared minus 2x plus negative 2 over 2 to the power of 2. So minus negative 2 over 2 square. Okay, so this is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1 and then minus 1. Okay, so this is equal to negative x minus 1 square minus 1. Okay, and then we expand the negative part, so we have negative x minus 1 squared plus 1. So this is our fx. Okay, so now we want to show that is one-to-one function. Okay, suppose fx1 is equal to fx2. So we have negative x1 minus 1 squared plus 1 is equal to negative x2 minus 1 square plus 1. Okay, so we can eliminate 1 and then we can eliminate the negative. So the equation left with x minus 1 to the power of 2 and x square x2 minus 1 to the power of 2. Okay, so now we want to show that x1 is equal to x2. So we have x1 minus 1 is equal to, okay, x2 minus 1. Okay, so why I don't put the positive and negative, because the question already state that your x is greater than or equal to 1. So it's a positive x. Therefore x is equal to x2 minus 1. So x1 is equal to x2. Okay, so we can make some conclusion. Okay, since x1 is equal to x2, therefore fx is a one-to-one function. Okay, so now we go to the next question. Hence find the f inverse. Okay, so we want to find the F inverse. So by using a property, we have F, F inverse X must equal to X. Okay, so now we can use our Fx, that we have done the completing the square. So we have a negative X minus 1, so negative F inverse X minus 1 square is equal to, sorry, we have plus 1 is equal to X. Okay, so we need to arrange this equation so that we can get the F inverse. So we have F inverse X minus 1 squared, sorry, we need to minus 1 first. Okay, we need to minus 1, so we have negative X minus 1, and then later we bring the negative, so we have F inverse minus 1 is equal to negative X plus 1, and then we proceed with negative 2, so we have F inverse X minus 1 is equal to negative X plus 1. Therefore our F inverse is equal to 1 minus X plus 1. Okay, so we can check the answer. Okay, number 4, 1 plus 1 minus X. Okay, so the question is correct. Okay, so now we go to the next question. Determine the domain and range of F inverse. Okay, so we can sketch a graph. Okay, so we have C, so we have F inverse is equal to 1 minus X plus 1. So your graph is a set. Okay, set. Okay, so if we draw, so our graph should be start from here until this one. Okay, so this is F inverse and this is your X. Okay, for the y-intercept we have 2, and we don't have any x-intercept. Okay, so from the graph we can find the domain and the range. So the domain is we go from the left to the right. So we have a negative infinity until 1. And our range, so we go from the so we need to find this part. So I believe that is y is equal to sorry, x is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 1, your F inverse or your y is equal to 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, sorry, plus 1, so it's equal to 1 lah. So your range from the bottom to the top, so we start with 1 until infinity. Okay, so this is your domain and your range. Okay, so we go to the question D. Okay, show that the relationship between graph f and f inverse on the same diagram. Okay, so I believe that we haven't sketched the graph of fx. Okay, so we need to sketch the graph of fx first. Okay, question D. So fx is negative x square plus x. Oh no, negative x minus 1. Negative x minus 1 squared plus 1. Okay, so we can work out from the our completing the square because it is easier for us to draw the graph. Okay, so this is the graph of fx. Okay, so this is the graph of fx, and the graph of f inverse x. Okay, we have draw, so we start with the 1. So the maximum point here is 1 and 1, and this one we have a 0, and this one we have 2. Okay, so this is the graph for the quadratic function. So now we want to draw the f inverse. So f inverse is equal to k1 minus x plus 1. So we have already sketched the, so we start with the same maximum point, then we go to the right. Okay, so this is the graph for the inverse function. Okay, so this is fx and this is the inverse. Okay, so the question asks, show the relationship between graph of f and f inverse on the same diagram. Okay, as you can see here, because the f and f inverse is f is inverse to each other, so basically the graph will have a relationship where it will reflect at the graph of y is equal to x. Okay, so you can see here this graph. Okay, this is the inverse and this is the fx. So basically it will reflect x and y. So this one we have 2 and we have 2. Okay, so the relationship is it will reflect at the y and x. So you just need to show the graph. Okay, so I think that's all for question 4. So it's quite long. You need a lot of explanation. So we will see you on the next video.